Thank you everyone for joining today. My name is Nav. I am a technical analyst here with ROGII, and today we're looking to fire up a new webinar series um, that we're calling the Quarterly Features Roundup. The idea behind this webinar is not to go too in-depth into one of our softwares, but to kind of highlight some of the new features that our developers work really hard to create and employ. So what we're trying to showcase here is a whole bunch of new features that we've developed over the past few months. And hopefully, whether you're a geologist, an engineer, or geotech, you'll see something here today that might help your daily workflow. Before I get started, just want to give a quick shout out to the Jays for clinching their series against the Yankees, and also McLaren for securing their second constructors title in a row. But with the sports highlights out of the way, let's begin. Navigated to our Solo Cloud. This is our landing page. This is where you will find access to all of our software. Like I mentioned before on the left here, any of our software you have a license to, you can access through here. We also have our Solo services tools further down below. Python SDK, we have our help resource documentation, and our latest install files below that for StarSteer and T-Log. What I want to highlight here are the well cards. So these will populate. They're not super new, but the data that we're pushing to it is new, and that's what I want to highlight. These will populate for you if you set up streaming through Solo Feed. I'll just quickly show you Solo Feed. We're not going to focus too much on it, but this is Solo Feed. This is where you can bring in multiple types of sources, such as email parsing, WITSML streams, data through our Solo box, as well as our various third-party EDR vendors. I just want to quickly mention Solo Connect has also moved to Solo Feed, so you'll find that as Solo Feed output over here. But once you set up streaming through Solo Feed, these wildcards will display for you. So the idea is if you're an engineer or a geologist and you need a quick overview of what your rig is doing or what several of your rigs are doing, you'll get a quick snapshot of it right here on this page. So I've gone ahead and set up streaming for 3 rigs, and we'll just unpack what we're seeing here. At the top, you will see your well name, and there's 3 dots here that will allow you to change the color of your well card. You can change the order of these based on total depth or whichever one got the most recent survey data push. Below that, you will see your last survey. This is your last survey station, your Inc and AS. Below that, we have our distance remaining. This is based off of your well plan, your starred well plan in StarSteer. So in StarSteer, we have the ability to star many objects such as target lines, well plans, and a horizon. So in this case, it is taking your bit position that's being streamed through WITSML to Solo Feed and using your well plan and telling you how much distance is remaining. And the arrow, the direction of the arrow shows you whether you're going in hole or heading out of hole. Just after that, we have meterage or feet drilled that day and the previous day. And below that, we have 2 widgets that show you your bit position in relation to your starred horizons in StarSteer. You can click on this and it will change to in-zone percentage. Again, this is based off of your interpretation and your wellbore trajectory. And the last one shows you how many feet with your current bit position and your interpretation you will pop out of the zone. Next to it is wellbore placement based off of your well plan and your target line. This is showing you how far to the left and right you are. If you have a starred target line, it will show you how far above or below the target line you are. If you don't have a starred target line, it will reference your well plan. Next, we have some drilling metrics being streamed in. Right now, it's showing flow-in rate, ROP, RPM, weight on bit. You can change those over here in your settings. You can display 4. I just have those ones streaming. If you have more stuff streaming through Solo Feed, you can deselect and customize whichever metrics you want to display. The following widget is our 24-hour drilling window. This shows you your progress for the past 24 hours. This well is kind of streaming as an example, kind of showing a well drilled within 24 hours. So you see a lot of trips there, but most likely it would look more like this on a real-time well. Next, we have our sections and runs. So this is showing we're on our third drilling run, drilling main hole, 7 7/8 inch hole with a 7-inch production casing planned for it. We have another widget down here. This one is similar to the distance remaining, but instead this is in reference to your section, not the entire wellbore, just this your current drilling section. Finally, we have what we call our DDR AI Insights, and this is one of our newer features. As I'd shown in Solo Feed, if you set up email parsing and you get a daily drilling report every morning, the AI widget will analyze the report and give you a quick summary of the rig operations. And you can always click on it to get a bit more of an in-depth overview of what's going on at your rig. Further down below, we have the icons for all our software. So we have StarLite, StarSteer, Drill Spot, Data Manager, Solo Feed, and you can hop into this well for into any of our software for this well by clicking on these icons. So I'll hop in over to StarLite. Just make sure I got all that covered. So this is StarLite, and I'm going to bring over StarSteer to show you how it displays. Close this one. Go. There we go. Okay, so I have StarSteer open up on the side here. I'll just bring over my other well, bring this out of the way. Okay, let's go to 3. Okay. Sorry, just getting some things set up, and we'll adjust this. So as you can see, it's basically showing you exactly what you are seeing in StarSteer. And the new feature I want to highlight here is now we have the ability to view correlation panel in StarLite Web. So right now, this is on the ROGII well. I'm going to switch over to Denver. You can see I have no correlation panel. Like I just have the wells being shown here, but nothing brought into there. So let's say you build up a beautiful correlation panel on StarSteer, and I'm going to bring up an example that my colleague Carlos made. This shows you a little bit of all the different types of data that you can bring into StarSteer. I'll just make this full screen so you can see it a little bit better. But yeah, there's a lot of functionality that you can do in correlation panel. Just as an example, he's brought in gas data, gamma, lithology, shale volume, brittleness and hardness index, ROP, and drilling efficiency. And you can correlate all this and compare it in the correlation panel in StarSteer. So let's say you want to share this with your colleagues. What you can do now is save view for StarLite, and it'll ask you for which wells you want to do it for. I'll set it for all projects. And I'll head back over to StarLite in StarLite Web. And as you can see, it's instantly pushed. It might take a second because there's a lot of data that we compiled in that correlation panel. And I might just have to zoom out a bit to bring it into view. Just going to double check what depth we were at and start. 7 minus 5,000. So we just got to go down a bit, probably further down here. Similar to StarSteer, you can just grab and with your scroll wheel on your mouse, and you can see all the data is here. Just zoom in a bit. Let's expand, and yeah. You can see your team's correlation panels. So this is one of the new features in StarLite Web where you can view correlation panel. Correlation panel. Save it for StarLite. Okay, so next, what I'm going to highlight is I'm going to bring up StarLite Mobile. So I am just going to open up the app on my phone and go back to projects, boss dashboard. And I will bring it up on the screen so you guys can see it as well. So here is my phone. Currently, this is iOS, but it's very similar for Android. At the top, you can see the 3 wells and their well cards with a quick summary of their bit position and hole depth. So I'll hop into one of these and we'll go into the details that you can see here. I'll bring over Solo again so we can see it kind of side by side. So similar to these well cards, we have a lot of information on display here. So I'll just start at the top. You have your latest survey data. I'll hop into geosteering after. We have similarly in the well cards, we have distance remaining till the end of the well plan, your target statistics, in-zone percentage, and distance to target line or distance to well plan. You can also tap on this for when you will exit or in-zone percentage. I will come back to drilling as well. We have similarly our 24-hour drilling progress, previous day's drilling pace and current day's drilling pace, as well as distance remaining for that section. One of our newer product offerings is Drill Spot. We'll go into further detail on that one in the next series, session of this series. There's a lot of exciting new features that are rolling out for that in this final quarter of 2025. So I wanted to hold off until those were rolled out before we showcase them. But if you click on this one, if you have data streaming through Solo Feed and into Drill Spot, you have what you basically could see on your EDR, and all these traces are customizable. So you can view all your rig metrics right here on your mobile app. So if you're at the Jays game or watching Formula One, you could still be on top of your drilling at your rig. And I'll jump into geosteering mode as well. So this one will just take a second to load, similar to StarSteer or StarLite. Go over here, jump into, you'll see it's very similar to what you see in StarLite Web. If you pull from the left-hand side of your screen, you will get your object tree. If you pull over from the right-hand side, you can see your vertical data track up here. Just for the interest of keeping it clean, I'll pull this over to the side. We have our horizontal drilling tracks at the top, just like StarSteer and StarLite Web. If I pull down, you can see ROP and gamma. If you just want to focus in on your cross section, you can do that as well. Up on the top right next to the gear icon, we have geosteering mode. And so you can actively geosteer in StarLite Mobile. I'll grab a segment. You can adjust your interpretation. We have the undo button, just like we did in StarSteer. You can create a new segment, and you've got a lot of functionality in StarLite Mobile as well. And the big news that we want to announce in this webinar is that now you have the same features in Android. So as Android users can also monitor and geosteer our wells from our couch while we're watching Formula One. And I'm just going to make sure I covered everything in StarLite Mobile. We got the app icon, well cards. Yep, perfect. Okay, so from here, I'm going to jump back into StarLite Web. And whenever you see this icon, we can jump over to any of our software as well. Trying to make it quick and easy for you guys to hop over to any of our product offerings. So we're going to hop over to Data Manager now. And there's some really cool new features that they've developed here. So Data Manager is basically where you can manage all the data that's in your solo projects, but it's also being developed to bring in data a lot more quickly and easily into your solo projects. So we have a team who is bringing in Well data, I'll zoom out and you can see, I'll switch over to our SDF layer here. Um, you can see all the well data that's been brought in, and I believe they're bringing in thousands of wells each day. So we've got quite a bit of well coverage in North America. And so I'll just zoom into our project area over here. And I just want to quickly highlight a few new features that they've implemented. So one is custom attributes. So if you click on this plus icon on the far right, create attribute, you can create any custom attribute you want. And then you can also import data correlating to that custom attribute with the import button over there. Some of you might already been using this and already know, but we also have a gun barrel plot, and I just want to show how quick and easy it is. So this is, I'll turn off my Solo Data Factory. This is that horizontal, ROGII horizontal 3 well. If I turn on my Solo Data Factory, you can see the wells nearby. If I grab the lasso tool, you can select wells nearby, and we can open up gun barrel plot, stretch this over a bit. You can see your wellbore placement. So this is showing the actual drilled well along with my well plan, and you can see the wells that are close by, and you can bring in many more wells. You do need to have either a grid or a interpretation displayed. I currently have a few grids displayed, but this is one of the features that is a lot more streamlined than other software, and it makes it quick and easy to view your wells and gun barrel plots. I do want to quickly mention, I'll just close the gun barrel plot, make this a little bit bigger. We do have new filters now as well. So you can filter all your project data based on these attributes over on the left here. So, well name, object type, API, operator, field basin, all of those. And you can also filter SDF wells using these filters on the side. The last feature I want to highlight in Data Manager, you might have seen it earlier, it was selected this ArcGIS connection. So if you have a connection software subscription to ArcGIS, you can now view. This one is set up to show the sticks. I'll quickly show that, and I'll switch to the next layer. You can import ArcGIS sticks. So I'll grab the lasso tool again, and I can import these directly into my Solo project along with all of the data that is associated with it. I'm just going to configure this to show the land maps as well. So I'll select this, and I'll just zoom out, and you'll notice it also has townships and county lines, so you can display those. It's all based on what subscription you have, but you can easily bring that data into Data Manager now. So I know this was quite quick. That was what I wanted to showcase for Data Manager, gun barrel plot. Yep, and rated, we're bringing them in. Check. Yeah, so that's everything I've got for today. I know that was rather quick. Again, this was just a brief overview over several of our different product offerings to showcase the new features that our development team has put into place. If you need any further demos or information on any of these functions, please feel free to reach out to the support team. We'd be happy to help. My colleague Rob is putting out new videos to demonstrate workflows. You might have seen a few already on our YouTube channel, and he's constantly working on putting those out too. So navigate to our YouTube channel to see some more of in-depth workflows. But yeah, with that said, that's what I've got to show today. And let's see if there's any questions in the chat, other than me forgetting to share my screen at the beginning.
Yeah, we had only one question regarding multi-typal referencing, but I answered the question. We had the webinar regarding that. Oh, I think Randy has one question. Map elements, I see. What is the source of what I see?
So map elements. So if we're on Solo Data Factory, this is data that we've compiled into our own library. which is taking public data that is available. There's the option to bring in TGS data as well and ArcGIS. So it depends on the subscription you have. We can change the layers, so you can go to satellite view to have, there you go, satellite or and then you can go to road and terrain and blank layer. I hope I answered that question. Most of what you're seeing here will be your well data, whether you imported it from a third-party software into your StarSteer project based on your coordinate reference system. So you can set your coordinate reference system in your solo project, and your objects will display according to that.
Randy also asked about the road names. Like, where do we get it?
Oh, that's a good question. I believe it's coming from Google Maps, but I don't know for sure.
The bottom left corner, you see the Google Maps. This is the main source of the maps itself, and all the polygons. It depends on what source: ArcGIS, SDF, public database, our public database, or your solo project. But road names, yes, this is basically Google Maps.
There's a question, is there free libraries to practice, and please links to solo platform and mobile app. So the mobile app, yeah, we can definitely share that hopefully in the chat here. It's just StarLite in your app store. In terms of practicing with Data Manager, I believe we can provide a trial license to allow some use there, but I'll have to touch base with Powell and the AEs if that is something we can offer.
Sorry, Casey, what do you mean by libraries? Is it for programming or for viewing something, or just trial access to the platform? What do you mean? And I've just sent the links to Solo Cloud and StarLite app for iOS to view the data. Okay, yeah, we can talk with account executives, and they can talk more about the trial of the solutions.
Awesome. I think that's it for questions. Again, I know this one was a bit more of a brief webinar, but lots to unpack and kind of showcase a lot of the new features. And like I said, feel free to reach out to the support team. We'd be happy to walk you through more in-depth workflows on any of the features I highlighted today. Thanks again for joining us, and yeah, we'll see you guys on the next one in a few months.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good one.